Just as we told you would happen, Paramount is buying Warner Brothers and Netflix is out. That was the breaking news yesterday, but this morning, there's something brand new and you must know about it. The state of California freaking out as they realize the number of brands and companies now under the Ellisons. In California, in the 11th hour, at the 59th minute, ready to wage war to stop the purchase of Warner Brothers. We told you folks that Netflix was going to lose this thing, that Paramount was going to win it. We stuck by that the whole way through, even as the Netflix execs were being escorted through the Warner Brothers ground. We told you, no, it's a psyop. It's not going to happen. This is the way it's going to play out. And now that it has played out just that way that we said it would, California is freaking out. I'll explain why in just a second. This is by Winston Cho. California Attorney General plants flag on Paramount Warner Brothers merger. Quote, not a done deal, unquote. If the Justice Department and foreign regulators approve the deal, it'll be up to state attorneys general to challenge the merger. And California is ready to do just that. California's top prosecutor stepping in on Paramount's proposed merger with Warner Brothers Discovery. Paramount Warner Brothers is not a done deal, says Rob Bonta. These two Hollywood titans have not cleared regulatory scrutiny. The California Department of Justice has an open investigation, and we intend to be vigorous in our review. Bonta weighed in on the merger hours after Netflix declined to raise its bid for Warner Brothers, which all but positioned Paramount as the winner of the bidding war. The David Ellison-led company's offer will almost surely be accepted by Warner Brothers board. Now, remember, too, that we said on the Pro Show that this was going to go down this way because President Trump refused to meet with Sorrentos. And as soon as that happened, we knew this was going to go to Paramount Skydance. Now, Netflix investors are rejoicing. They're celebrating. Get out the ticker tape parade. It's pell-mell time because, according to Brent Lang, Netflix stock just shot up 10%. It just shot up 10% in after-hours trading because Warner Brothers is done. The investors didn't want this. Netflix didn't want this anymore. They all wanted to find a way out of it. But California said, no, don't you dare do it. We're not giving it to you. And for those of you who say this is not about politics at all, you know, I've seen this from both sides. And I got to say, there's some out there who they're kind of nauseating because they recognize that it's about politics, but they're coming at it from the wrong side. They don't want diversity in media and coverage and all that kind of thing. They don't want CNN to be won and brought into the CBS network and under Barry Weiss. And the knives. Oh, the fury that's about to arrive at CNN. This is a big deal, and California is going to fight tooth and nail to try to stop it. I'll show you. Jim Acosta, talking about this on CNN, says, as I've been warning, America now has state-compromised media. Lauren, you got to love it. You got to love it. Like 98% of the media has been of one particular political viewpoint. And now that that's not going to be the case anymore, Jim Acosta says state-compromised media, Lauren. You got to love it. When 60 Minutes or CNN is in trouble, we're all in trouble. Trump has cracked the code on how to hurt the press. Free speech is now at risk. MAGA corporations must not control the news, support independent media. Because Jim Acosta, and if you're fighting for a particular side, you can't deny that the man knows what he's doing. He wants everything to do with the news to be under Democratic control because he's a Democrat. Okay, we get it. We understand the game. We understand how it's played. Why the freak out? Why would the state of California, after all of this, months and months and months, and us telling you it was going to happen this way, why would the state of California suddenly, at 11:59 on the clock, right, not the 11th hour, but the 11th hour and the 59th minute and the 59th second, why would the state of California come in and say, we're going to stop it if we can do it? Because of this. If you're just listening in, folks, look, you need to, if you're in the car, pull to the side. This is what the Ellisons will now control. And when you read the Ellisons family potential business empire, which now it's just business empire, when you read this on the graphic, read it a different way with me. Moderate business empire. Centrist business empire. Moderately center-right business empire. The entertainment stranglehold, the gatekeeping system that has held all of mainstream, lamestream, going extinct dinosaur media in one political persuasion for decades is over. And the state of California is in a state of total panic as the Hollyweirds lose their minds about this. I'm going to read each one of these, Lauren. Hang with me. This is now what the Ellisons, a.k.a. centrists, not crazy conservatives, just centrists, just moderates. That's not what they want. This is what they now own. You ready? Skydance, TikTok, Fandango, Rotten Tomatoes, DC, Oracle, HBO, CNN, CBS, Showtime, TBS, Comedy Central, TNT, Paramount Plus, TLC, HGTV, Nickelodeon, BRCN, that's Cartoon Network, Animal Planet, CBS Sports, Adult Swim, HBO Max, Boomerang, Cinemax, Cooking, Pluto TV, Discovery Channel, Food Network, Science Channel, CW, Travel Channel, BET, MTV, and VH1. The franchises under the thumb now: Harry Potter, Mad Max, The Conjuring, Matrix, It, Lord of the Rings, Gremlins, Mission Impossible, Nightmare on Elm Street, Game of Thrones, True Detective, Sopranos, The Wire, Mortal Kombat, Transformers, Flash, Aquaman, Joker, Harley Quinn, Green Lantern, Shazam, Teen Titans, Justice League, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Dexter, Yellowstone, Star Trek, Quiet Place, Ninja Turtles, Paranormal Activity, Cloverfield, G.I. Joe, Rugrats, Avatar, The Last Airbender, Garfield, Jimmy Neutron, Blue's Clues, Sonic the Hedgehog, Top Gun, Scooby-Doo, SpongeBob SquarePants, Jackie, Looney Tunes, Dora the Explorer, Garfield, and every other Nicktoon you've ever heard of that I did not get a chance to say in that list, and every DC superhero, including Robin, that I did not get to say. That is the list of everything now under the control of a non-woke corporation. Lauren, I've spoken enough about this. This is why the state of California is in full-blown freak-out mode. I think they believed what they were spewing. They believed what the access media and the dinosaur media was telling everybody, which was, Lauren, it's over. Netflix has got it. And now it's freak-out time. They're trying anything they can come up with right now. How in the world do we stop this paradigm shift? We've had control for 40, 50 years of this, and everything's about to change.
All right. What I want you to do, if you will, is go back to the Jim Acosta tweet.
Okay, give me one moment, sir. Go for it.
Read it for me.
As I've been warning, America now has state-compromised media. When 60 Minutes or CNN is in trouble, we're all in trouble. Trump has cracked the code on how to hurt the press. Free speech is now at risk. Mega corporations must not control the news.
Free speech is now at risk. Now keep reading below the views.
Free speech is now at risk. MAGA corporations must not control the news. Support independent media.
Go below that, below the views, the view count.
Okay, hang on, Lauren. I see that there's a bubble here and it's grayed out. Interesting. There's a repost button. It's also grayed out. Hang on, Lauren. I'm investigating. Give me a minute. There's a heart that's grayed out and everything's grayed out. Okay, hang on. I think I found something. Who can reply? Only accounts Jim Acosta follows or mention. Oh, I see.
Says a lot, doesn't it?
You've stumbled upon irony supreme, I believe.
I just thought it was important to point that out.
It's genius, Lauren. It's genius. This isn't about free speech. This is about monolithic speech. This is about the orthodoxy. And cracking the code is they've cracked a way to get rid of the dinosaurs in the dinosaur media and say, oh, even though you're going extinct, we're still going to have this playground. Lord, what are the ramifications here as we look at all the stuff that now goes under the control, not of a conservative company? This is not the Ellisons. I don't think are, they're not like social conservatives. They're not Amish. They're just middle of the road guys who like to make a lot of money, and they're not crazy. And they think the Orange Man is okay. He's not the devil incarnate.
I think it remains to be seen. You did bring up Star Trek. We've talked a lot about that. I'm hoping that the Starfleet Academy show was sort of an attempt to show how badly they're performing by putting those first couple episodes up on YouTube for free and getting the viewership and the dislike ratio to make the case that this is dead and you need to stop doing what you're doing. But they haven't done that yet. And as some people have pointed out, they've got another season of Strange New Worlds coming out. Also, you've got a lot of entrenched people there that are going to resist any change. And so we'll have to see what the Ellisons do. I would like to believe that they're going to try and set a standard and be more, let's call it balanced. But they're going to have to deal with that institutional resistance, and they're going to have to cull out those who refuse to toe the company line. And we'll see if they have a functional organization when they're done trying to do that. I'm glad that this is the way things have gone, but I think it's going to be a while before we see results.
Lauren, if Barry Weiss gets in control of CNN, if Scott Jennings is suddenly appearing on CNN and CBS, I think this actually has the chance to really impact politics, period, and impact the next elections, period. And this is monumental in my estimation. It also is going to put pressure on the rest of the news organizations. And I can't imagine the screaming, the screeching that they're going to do for the next many, many months as they worry about CNN going under new leadership.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be the real question, is what does happen with CNN? I think that's going to be the big question mark. I want there to be a lot more organizations that actually practice free speech. I would even argue that X is not really truly a free speech platform. It is the freest that we've got out there, but I don't see anybody dedicated to pure free speech, and that's a real problem. I think trying to relegate what free speech we have to just one platform isn't healthy for the republic. So the more places that allow dissenting views and allow people to speak openly and freely and rebut bad ideas, the better. Silencing speech is not helping anybody. That's why the First Amendment is the First Amendment. So
You think James Gunn stays, or does he run away? And because James Gunn is now going to be working for quasi-conservatives.
I do think that's going to all depend on performance and whether or not he wants to remain. If he performs, I think that I don't think they would get rid of him. Can he perform? That's another question. I think that they're going to be looking at what happens with his films probably pretty closely.
It's also, this is an amazing thing, because for a very long time, if you were a conservative in Hollywood, you would be blacklisted. You're out. You're done. Jon Voight, no, I don't think you're getting more roles. Dean Kane, do not come to us. Go find a faith film, please. Gina Carano, get out of here. We'll terrorize you. We'll make you hide in your home while the paparazzi mocks you. That all goes away now, because you can't blacklist conservative actors and actresses if there's one company, big company, that owns lots of companies that will now hire anybody and ignores the political system of this. So this really is a huge, huge deal and changes Hollywood in ways that they're going to have to contend with for a very long time. Lauren, final thoughts on it?
Well, I do see in the chat that we have some people bringing up that the Ellisons are also, involved with Palantir and surveillance and some other things there. And I agree, that's a concern.
Yep.
And that's not something that I want to see. I don't agree with all of the verification laws that people are trying to put out there. I think that there's a lot of risks to personal security. And all of this is being pushed by legal frameworks in our own government and in governments that are outside the United States. I think that what's going on with Ofcom in the UK and how they're essentially trying to export their speech controls to us through pressure on corporations who can't possibly comply with 37 different standards, that's a big issue. And it's going to need to be handled by skilled diplomats and likely leverage. And one of the ways that you're going to have to do that is through trade. Now, we're kind of getting off in the weeds here, but these are all things that people who care about a free and functioning society need to be talking about openly. And you need to be talking to your representatives as well if these are issues that are important to you. You also need to make clear that if they don't champion those issues, that your vote's not guaranteed for them. So I would encourage everybody, no matter what side of the aisle that you're on, engage in the civic process and educate yourself about the civic process so that you understand how our government is set up to work and how that differs from the way that it's actually working. Those two things are not the same. And I think a lot of people don't understand that.
Now, wait a minute. Lauren, did you just give a nuanced response that weighs the positives and the negatives of this purchase and all the good and the bad and what's going to happen from many different angles? Lauren, I thought we were just totally positive shills about the Ellisons, and we only see this world in a black and white binary kind of way. Lauren, I'm afraid you have quelled and put aside all of those who want to say, oh, they're just a cartoon hatred for Netflix, and it's all about, they're just big-time Trump supporters. Lauren, you just, I think you just gave them a real hard time. They're going to have some heartburn after that one.
Well, it's a nuanced conversation, and that's where it gets difficult to talk about, because also, as they're talking in the chat, I'm watching it very closely. Um, there's a difference between government prescribed speeches, which is what the First Amendment protects, and using somebody else's platform that is not the government. They do have the right and the ability to quell your speech. I don't think that's a healthy thing. And when you start talking about where is the marketplace of ideas, it's obviously online today. And a lot of these big tech companies, way back in '96, were given all kinds of special um, um, let's call it permissions from the government, that they could build the infrastructure as long as they were acting as a platform and not a producer of speech, and that gave them certain legal protections, and that kind of encouraged those companies to remain hands off. But in succeeding years and succeeding administrations, governments started putting pressure on those companies and they felt compelled to begin censoring. And that's kind of why we're in the mess that we're in now. Nothing is operating as it was intended. And you have corporations taking advantage of that and governments leveraging that. So there's all kinds of things that need to be untangled here.
Lauren, one final point from me on this. As we watch the state of California do everything they can right now to figure out how do they stop it, one more reason they might be desperate to make this never come true. When you look at all this list of stuff on here, and it actually doesn't feel like this is not the complete list. It's not even close. I think you could double the number of squares here. I mean, is Looney Tunes even on the list? Oh yeah, it's in the very bottom. There it is, Looney Tunes. But there's a lot more to this. I mean, folks, think about Warner Brothers games that's coming back now. Holy cow, the Arkham series and all that. This company now and all that it holds, it might be bigger than Disney. Might be bigger than Disney. And that means that a centrist company, not a flawless company, but a centrist company, might be the biggest kid in entertainment now. Look out.
Hey, Floral, guess what?
You put a fork in Pro's microwave again.
No, that was yesterday.
I don't know that what.
Oh, I've decided to give up on torturing Jonas.
What? Why? In the same way the cat sleeps like 20 hours a day, that was like your purpose.
I know, but I've decided there's bigger fish to fry.
Okay.
Like Lorne. I mean, think about it. Everybody loves him. He's a fan favorite, and frankly, he has almost no weaknesses I can find. Except that he's really smart.
So, you want to annoy the one panelist without a single flaw, because he's smart.
Yeah, like that winged statue at that fancy Paris museum thingy. I want to break the one thing that everyone loves most.
Right. So, kind of like the opposite of Rachel Zegler.
Yeah, exactly. And I get to see her all the time at family reunions anyway.
You get to see Rachel Zegler?
Yeah. She's a total troll. Lives under a bridge, harasses billy goats, the whole 9 yards.
It all makes sense now.
Speaking of which, maybe she'll get me... I'm gonna call her on my... I'm gonna call her and see if she'll be in the next Indiana Jones. She should be the next Indiana Jones. That'll totally destroy Lord. He loves Indiana Jones.
Oh, that's cruel.
Hey, Rach. I've got a cool idea for you that involves a whip and snakes.
I love that description. It's perfect.
I know, right? Weird, as we always say.